Yes, my people. Yes, my people. Yeah, long time I ain't been on Facebook. But come on in and let us go forward to see how it would go and what it would be. But today I came on Facebook because I am speaking about the Book of Blackness. And this is what it's about. The Book of Blackness, which is existent itself. It is about the Creator. The Creator is, in its image, is blackness. That's what the Creator is. The image of the Creator itself is blackness. And we as a people have been brainwashed to believe that the image of the Creator or the Creator, if any man see with their eyes, that they will be blinded by the image of the Creator. And when they say being blind, they're referring to the light of the sun as to be so bright that we as a people cannot look upon the face of the Creator itself. When you really dig and search and come to know the Creator for yourself, you know that the image of the Creator is blackness. For you as a person to continue and really get into the Creator and speak of the Creator, you will realize that the Creator itself, which is existent itself, do you as an individual know that everything to date are in blackness? Blackness is everywhere at the same time. And this is what we as a people must come to realize, that the image of the Creator is blackness. So when people speak about light, what is this light? You need to realize that light is not just like how the sun represented, take a twofold, which is the perceiver and that which is perceived to produce light. Because if something does not perceive it, it's not light. Okay? So at the time when they're speaking about that, like they would use the term like God is light, they are speaking about there was a perceiver and there is something to be perceived. Okay? So anything can be light. And at the time when they're talking about light, light itself was blackness, because the perceiver was the Creator itself, which is the intelligence that was in the blackness. Okay? The vibration that was in the blackness. So we as a people must realize that upon this image, which is blackness, this is what they call light. They didn't call light to say the light of the sun, but they call light to say it is that image that reflects from the waters. So we know that the Creator, which is image, is blackness, which is existent itself. Blackness itself is existent. Okay? And everything to date is created in blackness. It's like the earth itself is in blackness, because blackness itself is eternity. That's what blackness is. You cannot deny that. Everything is in blackness. Everything came out of blackness and still within blackness. Okay? So blackness is the only thing that is everywhere, and that is the image of the Creator. That is the image of the Creator, and that's what we as a people need to realize. Now, they make you believe that blackness is evil, but I said to you, blackness is the image of the Creator. If any man can prove me different, then prove me different. Let's have a conscious debate and have a conscious conversation, which is a conversation to able to communicate to a people, to make them see that the image, which is blackness, is truly the Creator itself. Blackness is not what you think it is. Blackness is actually the full representation of creation. Without blackness, there is no life. Life cannot exist without blackness. Every life that you know today starts within blackness. So why would blackness be evil? And if every life starts in blackness, even to every growth that grow, like the trees don't grow in the day, the trees grows in the night, because the root grows first, and as the root grows, it goes down, and then in the daytime, like in the sunlight, then we may see the growth. But the truth be told, that every true life started in blackness. Every life started in blackness, and we as a people must realize that. When a baby grows in the womb of a woman, it starts in blackness. This is where it starts. This is how it starts. It starts in blackness. Even so, the creation itself, which is existent itself, everything, blackness is the only thing that truly existed first. Nothing existed or to date existing outside of blackness. Everything is in blackness. What we are seeing with our eyes, as to say we see light, is actually in blackness. And we as a people must realize blackness, which is existent itself. Okay? Blackness itself is existent. There's nothing outside of blackness today. Tell me which one of the things that you know that is outside of blackness. Blackness itself to date is still that which all of us as a people still in. We operate in it. We move in it. And that is what your Bible called the day. This is what your Bible called the day. This is why it says, and God saw the light, and the light was good. What light he was talking about? He was talking about that light which hovers over the water, and it was blackness. Okay? Because we know light reflects. Because it is, that's what make it light. It take the perceiver and that which is perceived to say it is light. And it was the Creator itself that perceived its own image, which its image was blackness, because that image is what reflected off of the water, because the water became the mirror of itself. And it called this blackness the day. That's what it did. Now, this blackness, which is the image of the Creator, which many today who call themselves spiritual and call themselves so-called Christians, guess what? They refuse to accept the light because they've been brainwashed by the colonizers' way to make you believe that blackness is evil. Blackness is not evil. Blackness is the image of the Creator. Blackness is eternity. Blackness is eternal. Blackness is where all life starts. And this is what it is. You know? So until we as a people truly accept truth and stop being brainwashed by these people to make you believe that, guess what? blackness is evil. Blackness is not evil. Blackness is where everything started from. And when you as a person can truly accept the truth, which is without blackness, nothing exists. Whether they can't go outside of blackness. You are in blackness. Life started in blackness. Life maintained in blackness. So why would you as a person accept that blackness is not eternity? Blackness is eternity. Blackness represents the first space that existed. Because if blackness was all over the face of the deep, that means blackness was actually to the point that it was upon the waters itself. So there was no space but blackness. So this is why we see in the Book of Blackness that without the blackness that we talk about, that we are so indoctrinated to be afraid of, which is the true image of the Creator, which where all life starts. Every life starts in blackness. Even in the woman's womb, that's where life comes from. It's in there. The blackness itself is existent. And this is what I have to say. So we as a people must know that the true image of the Creator, it is blackness. So you see like my hair right here, just like that pitch blackness. This is the true image of the Creator. And this image is what they call the true light. And this blackness is what they call the true day. Go and check your books and see for yourself. Because this blackness, which is existent itself, do you know that blackness is the only thing that is eternal? And within that blackness is the vibration, is the energy, is the electromagnetic force that is in that blackness, is what gives us consciousness to date. So for you as a people not to pay attention to the image of the Creator and accept the fact that it is truth, that the image of the Creator itself is blackness. There is no man can dispute that the image of the Creator is blackness. No man can dispute that. But what they have done, they have tell you that the image of the Creator is light. What they're not telling you, they're not telling you that the light is actually blackness. That's the original light. That is the true light. The true light is blackness. And how do you know that something is light? Light itself, it is made up of two things: the perceiver and that which is perceived. So how can you prove that blackness at the time was the light? Because the Creator itself perceived the image of itself, which is as it moved upon the waters, because the water became the mirror and the blackness was the reflection of that mirror, the blackness. So when it saw the image of itself, which is the blackness, it called its image light. And that light is what was called the day. So when we see the sun is really not the day. The sun is a service to the day. And this is what we as a people must realize. The sun is not the day. The sun doesn't make the day. The sun is a service to the day. You see it? So the day is only one. So the moon is a service to the day. The sun is a service to the day. Okay? So it's not what you think it is. Okay? The day is one. And that's what we as a people must realize. Even so, the earth is one. Okay? Even so, the earth is one. And this is what we as the people must realize. So when you come from the point of view of light and of the day and of eternity, you are speaking about the blackness that existed when nothing else existed. Because out of the blackness, this same blackness that existed, that we today exist in, that's where life came from. And that's where life emerged from. That's where the earth today dwells. And like I said to you all, make sure you go out, go to Amazon and get the Book of Blackness. The Book of Blackness is available right now on Amazon. And this is what we as a people must go out and check the Book of Blackness. Download the Book of Blackness to your phone, read the Book of Blackness, comprehend what the Book of Blackness is about, and what this blackness that existed before anything really about, and comprehend what true light really represents. And this is what I'm saying to you. You know, one thing in the Book of Blackness also I spoke about is worshiping. You know, in the Book of Blackness I explained that worshiping is not something that we as man ought to do. We shouldn't worship. We should acknowledge. Acknowledgement does not mean worship. Whenever you start to worship something, you become a slave to that thing. In the Book of Blackness, I explained that. Anytime a person starts to worship something, then they become a slave to that thing. You was not put here to be a slave to nothing. You was not put here to be lord over. But you were put here to be creators, which is to truly create and expand upon this earth. Operating from wholeness, not divide. Okay? So when I wrote in the Book of Blackness, and we go into the Book of Blackness, we see that any person that worship, they become a slave to that which they worship. Do we comprehend? Any person, I don't care who you are, once you as a person worship, you become a slave to that thing. So this is what I'm saying to you, so you as a person may comprehend and truly comprehend what I am saying. You know? So let us be what we're supposed to be, and know that you will not, and you did not, create your children to worship you. There's no greater feeling than to see your children to come and do great things in the earth. Nothing greater. When you see your children doing great things in the earth, that's when you know to a fact that guess what? This feeling that I am seeking after, this fulfillment that I am seeking after, I truly would accept it as truth. I appreciate you for watching. You know, and this is what I'm saying to you. You was not put here to worship nothing. Because anytime you as a person truly accept to worship something, you become a slave to that thing. You was not put here to be a slave to nothing, and you was not put here to be governed by nothing, but you were put here to expand upon this earth, which is to be a creator. Create solution to issues that occurs within your immediate life, and then from there you as a person will continue to expand, and whatever solution that you have within your immediate life will end up be a solution to someone else that surrounds your immediate present. And that's what you were put here for. You were put here to expand, especially the black woman, because they are the original. And this is what I have to say to you as an individual. you must comprehend that the black woman was the first and is the first. And that's what they are. There was the first and there is the first that existed upon this earth. Without them, nothing would be. And that's what we need to realize. And that's what we need to realize, that this is what it is. So I just came on today just to speak about the Book of Blackness and let you know that without blackness, which is existent itself, there is nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Remember this, everything exists to date in blackness. Just a reminder that blackness itself is eternity. There's nothing exists out of blackness. Everything exists in blackness. All life starts in blackness. Okay? The trees, their root grows in darkness. There's nothing that grows unless it is foundation, it is in blackness. Yeah, the Book of Blackness, you can go and get the Book of Blackness at Amazon. You can go and get the Book of Blackness on Amazon right now. If you know, it's available. It's available on Amazon. And so you can go to Amazon and download it, whether it's the file, and you can get the Book of Blackness there. But like I was saying to you, like I'm saying to you all, that the blackness, because they have made blackness evil, and my mission and my goal is to make it be clear that blackness is the true light. And that is my mission. And that is my goal. Blackness is not the way they make you think blackness is. They make you think blackness is the way it is because they don't want you as a person to come to the full knowledge that blackness is truly the image of the Creator. And without blackness, nothing exists. Okay? When they tell you that, when they speak about light, light itself, it is blackness itself. And that's what we as a people must truly realize. You know? Who is the author? I am the author of that book. You see, I would say, because of you asking me, but the black woman is the author of that book. Because the black woman is what inspired me to write this book. Without her, because the whole mission of these colonizers, which is the Bible, is to oppress the black woman. If you recognize that everything dealing with religion, everything that deals with religion, it is about oppressing the black woman. Everything. Read the Bible again. I want you to go and read the Bible again and pay attention. It always oppresses the woman. Why you think that? Why you think they always oppress the woman? Because the whole mission of this book, these Bible, these Qurans, all these religions is about oppressing the woman. Why? Because she was chosen in the first place. She's the chosen one. She is the true cornerstone. Without the black woman, there is no life exists upon this planet. None. The woman is the portal through which every being come upon this earth. She birthed them. She birthed the male. She taught everything. She do everything. She was the one that was first. She was given the ownership of the earth, not just America, not just Africa, not just, no, she gave the whole earth was hers. And if you comprehend that the whole earth was the black woman owned, this is why today, who owned the earth? You know who owned the earth? The Roman Catholic Church. Because they is the one who take away, they is the one who control the Bible, they is the one who control the religious system. Just so you can see they control the they is the one control the religions. They control Islam, they control Christianity, they control Buddhism. Every religion, it's about suppressing one thing, the woman. That's it. And they're trying to suppress blackness. Because what? They know that blackness, without blackness, there is nothing existing. And without the woman, no life today would exist upon this earth. So these things is what they suppress. They talk about blackness as evil in the Bible. In the Quran, they talk about blackness is evil. Guess what happened? Blackness is not evil. Blackness is the true light. Blackness is the day. Blackness is eternity. So how can that be evil? Without blackness, guess what? The earth wouldn't exist. So how can you fight against blackness and fight against the black woman that gave life to all of us today? The two main things is what every religion fighting against. Christianity, Islam, every religion that you know of, they fight against the black woman. So until you get it, that guess what? The ownership of the earth, not of America, not of the Caribbean, not of the Africa, but the earth. Because she was the first here. Okay? And this is their focus. It's not about nothing else. If they can suppress the woman and make her accept that she is nothing, and she never owned nothing, the black woman, then they have, and they will continue to be in control. The only thing need to happen is the black woman, which is the woman, to wake up and realize that guess what happened? Their ownership of this earth is theirs, and truly claim it like they're supposed to claim it, and stop all this divided mindset and go to the foundation. And the foundation and root of all things is that they owned the earth, not some of it. Listen me, if the women stand up and truly stand up and say, you know something, we own this earth, we are the owners of this earth, I guarantee you all these rules and regulations, guess what happened, will cease. Because the true owners of the earth have arrived. They have come to their senses and come to the realization that we are the true owners. We need no permission from no male, because we are the true owners. We give birth to them. They are the offsprings of us, which is the woman. The woman would stand up and realize that without the female, there is no male. And until then, the woman will always, and things will continue the same. And these male who thinking that they dominating the woman because of the system that was put in place to make it look like the males would dominate the woman, they need to check again. That's why I said to you all, you need to go and check and look for the Book of Blackness. Go to Amazon, check out the Book of Blackness. Make sure you download the Book of Blackness and share the Book of Blackness, and leave your reviews upon the Book of Blackness on Amazon. And this is what I'm saying to you. Any questions? it make complete sense. Yes, it is. It is complete sense. It is a common sense. And a common sense is one. Because we're coming from a point of view of oneness. We're coming from a point of view of wholeness. And this is what common sense really is. It is the full conclusion of all things combined together, and that is blackness. And that is truly wholeness. And that's what complete sense is, which is oneness. You see it? So, let us go out and check out the Book of Blackness. Go to Amazon, type in the Book of Blackness, VictorSteven, and it will come up. And if anything, send me a message. And anyone who wants the Book of Blackness, send me a message. And I will be able to get it to you and deal with that. So, any questions and concerning what I spoken and what I said, dealing with the Book of Blackness, and I am very appreciate you too. I truly appreciate you too. I'm very thankful for you. You know, I am thankful for you. You know, I just want you to know that it is more to what they have taught us and brainwash us to believe and accept it as truth. Truth, it's right before our face. You know, do you think that it will happen? Yes, it will happen. It's already start. You see me speaking. I am speaking. And as I speak, even so, it is already started. I would not have spoken and could not have spoken unless it is that time for it to happen. And it will happen in my lifetime. And my lifetime is now, and it is eternity. We as a people must realize that we are in eternity. We're not trying to be in eternity. All this is in the Book of Blackness. Go and check the Book of Blackness out. We are in eternity now. Remember, the blackness is itself, is eternity. And we have life, and that is truly eternal life. We have life, and that is truly eternal life. Okay? Once you have consciousness within you, once you have consciousness, consciousness gives you life. Okay? Just remember that you are already in eternity. The moment that you are awoken, you didn't wake yourself up. Consciousness awake you. And consciousness is what gives you life. And when you realize that that consciousness that awakens you, it is the Creator itself. So the Creator is actually presently with you as you have breath within you. You see it? You're not here by an accident, but you're here because the Creator knows that you need to hear this at this moment and time. That you may know as a black woman that you can walk in the power and the freedom in the way you ought to be. You will have a different train of thought, not in the way they have brainwashed you to believe and accept it as truth, but know that you are one with the Creator, because the Creator actually awaken you this day. And the moment the Creator awaken you, what the Creator is doing, the moment the Creator gives you consciousness, the Creator is not something off over there, but the Creator actually dwells in you. The moment you have consciousness, you recognize that, guess what? The Creator is saying to you, look, I am here with you. I am here with you. I wake you up. Hey, acknowledge me. That's it. You don't have to look nowhere for it. It is with you. It gave you consciousness. It makes you realize that, guess what happened? I am with you. And this is what I'm saying to you. Go out, check out the Book of Blackness, support, This is what we should do. Support, support, support. Check out the Book of Blackness. Understand? We need to check out the Book of Blackness, and that's what we need to do. I truly appreciate you. Any more questions? Any questions of what I've spoken about, so you make a clarity? Feel free to ask the questions, and don't be afraid to ask questions, because any questions you have concerning about the blackness, because you got to comprehend that when you hear blackness, you hear many people hear evil. So any questions you ask, you have to ask. Feel free to do so. Ask the question, because one thing about me, I am not afraid to answer no questions in no public form, in no fashion, in no way. I could defend, I could make sure that, guess what happened? Blackness be represented in the highest level, and knowing with confidence that blackness is not going nowhere. Okay? And energy, my thoughts on energy, you must understand that energy, all energy comes from blackness. Okay? It flows from blackness, which is electromagnetic force. Okay? And because of this energy, it gives us consciousness, and this consciousness gives this body the vibration, and the body creates itself its own energy. Okay? And as the body creates its own energy, it creates electromagnetic force that causes the sun and the moon to continue to shine. Okay? The sun and moon, the sun take our energy and become what it become. It is the combination of all electromagnetic forces upon the earth that cause the sun to be what it is. Remember, as a reminder, in the Book of Blackness, it makes very clear, which also in your holy books, there was no sun, there was no moon, but man existed. Man, which is the woman, which is the black woman that was present, they was the one, was the light of the world. Okay, because everything was in darkness, and there was the light because of their bodies was the light. Okay, there was the light, there was the first stars. The black woman was the first stars. Okay, so we need to realize that. And this is what I'm saying to you. So vibration, energy, all this energy comes from out of blackness. Energy, all energy start in the blackness. So energy, yes. Any other questions? You know, any other questions? You know, because like I said, eternity. Just remember that you're already in eternity. You're not living to die, but you're living life. Life is what you live. You're not living for death. You're living for life. Life is eternal. Okay? Life is eternal. So whether you, as you walk in this body, you're eternal. You're an eternal being, and that's what you are. Okay? So, know that. About the goddess man. What I'm not sure about what. Tell me a little bit more about that, because I'm thinking something, but I want to be sure it's that what you're talking about. So tell me something more about that, because when it comes to goddess and gods, it's all about humans. That's where this term come from. Okay? The Creator itself exists. The Creator itself is not no God. Okay? When it comes to God, understand? The Creator itself is not no God, because the Creator does not lord over people. The Creator didn't make you to be a slave. When you become a lord over people, when you become being lord over people and gods over people, that's when the devils exist, because they become lords over people. They start to enslave people. See? So this is one of the things that's why I asked the question. I want to be sure of what you're saying when you talk about goddess. You know? Because goddess is about gods. You know, whether if it's female or whatever you're trying to refer to. If it's female, it's okay. But I'm saying to you that goddess, which is about God, the Egyptian, okay. What do I think about it? To be truthful, when it comes to the goddess and the laws, because the math is about the laws of the goddess. You see, many people try to talk about the ancient Egyptian, which ancient Egyptian is not ancient Egyptian. It's actually Kemet. Okay? So when we speak about the goddess, which is the black woman that was before, okay? Let's be real. It is the black woman that they don't want to acknowledge to date. It is not no male that did. See, look, for example, you see like the pyramids that you see today, like the pyramids them that is in Kemet, that they call Egypt today, in Nubia, okay, in Nubia, in all of the Europe, in the Americas, all those pyramids that you see today, they was built by the woman, the true woman who actually was the owners of the earth, is who built them. We know to a fact that, guess what happened? Ain't no male who built those pyramids. If it was male who built those pyramids, guess what? They'll be building them today. Why you can't build them? Why males cannot build them? Eh? When male run things, guess what happened? They never built a pyramid yet. And they cannot build a pyramid. They can't even figure out how to build the pyramids. It was women who was fully in control. That's when those pyramids was built. Okay? I could even show you more proof. In Kemet, who was the goddess? As we talk about the goddess, it was the lioness. The Sphinx, the great Sphinx, is the lioness. It was her. It was the black woman who was the owner of the earth then. It was no male. Male was not in the way they make it be. Male just came just the other day. Us as a male just came just the other day. Woman is who birthed them. Woman is who brought them forth. Woman used to reproduce on themselves, within themselves, in the time and period. They used to do that. They could have done that. They did it. This is where the story came from about Mary, about the Immaculate Conception, because of the woman that, the Kemetian woman them, who actually built those pyramids. And not only build those pyramids in Kemet, they build them into the Americas also. That's what you all don't understand. These women actually expand upon this earth before all these so-called borders that we today claim to be borders. You are looking at, oh, the Americas, oh, Africa, oh, Europe. No, the black woman actually owned the earth. So everywhere they went, they left their marks and their marks was the pyramids. And that's what you all fail to realize. No male can duplicate those pyramids to date. Understand? None. Zero. Tell me which one of them. Explain to me. Show me in you all great intelligence today. Which one the male can still today build the pyramids? All the bomb and the destruction you are trying to destroy and cause destruction upon this earth. Tell me which one of you all today can build a pyramid. It only came from the woman, which was the black woman. Okay? The black woman moved in wholeness. They had a whole set of mind. Their mind was only concerning about expanding upon this earth. It's nothing about the vision. There was no double-minded mindset. These people, these women then was not unstable. They was firm and stable within their ways. Okay? There was oneness amongst them. Okay? There was no division amongst them. This is the reason why they could have harnessed and they could have lived with their minds and their powers that within them, with their connection to the Creator that truly exists, which is blackness. They had that kind of power within them to move these boulders that even today an excavator can't even move these boulders. Why is that? Because these women then, who was truly whole within themselves, not moving in a divided mindset, wonder iffy. No, they was firm, they was stable, because anything they do, they was moving together as one. One power, one energy, one force. And they could just take them boulders that we see today and just build pyramids, just expand upon the earth at the same time. That's what they were doing, creating babies and expanding upon the earth. That's what they were doing. So there was everywhere that you see the pyramids, there was, the black woman was there. So in the Americas, guess what? They was already there. They was already there. They was already existed there. Before colonization. They was already there. The Americas was theirs. All this was theirs. The whole earth was theirs. And we as a people need to realize and stop walking in that divided mindset and start to go back to the original way, which is the way of the black woman. And that's what we as a people must do. Any more questions? What happened? What changed? You need to get the Book of Blackness. This is why I said, you need to go out and get the Book of Blackness. DM me, send me a DM. I could get the Book of Blackness to you. And how could you go again? Send me a DM. Send me a DM, send me a message. And I could show you. Because the Book of Blackness is having all this information. So what happened? All this need to be explained. I explain all of this in the Book of Blackness. Because you need to comprehend that send me a DM. You need to comprehend that when the black woman who expanded, who was reproducing on their own, they call it parthenogenesis. Okay? And when you comprehend that, you see they use it in the Bible, and they said, Mary bring forth a baby and without sex and stuff like that. That actually used to happen when the woman who started all things and started to be in the portal through which all life came. Okay? When these women was reproducing within themselves, there's certain things occurred that caused them to produce the male, which is like me, they produce the male. There's certain things happen in the in the Book of Blackness, I explained what happened, what occurred that caused the woman to brought forth the male. The first male that happened, it was the dark male. And after that, it was the white male. So many people think that white people didn't come from the black woman. They came from the black woman. And that's what you all need to realize. In the Book of Blackness, I explained all of this. I explained what caused them, what caused her to produce the white male, what caused her to produce the black male, because the black male was first, and the reason why it happened. And a lot of things to do with the sun, the moon, and all these things happened that caused her to produce certain things that she did. And as she did that, then things actually changed. Okay? But she expanded upon the earth without the impregnation of male, and it was only woman. A lot of woman was everywhere, and that's what it was. A lot of woman was everywhere. Then it became the invasion. The invasion of because there was a split. Okay? In the Book of Blackness, I explained there was a split. Because when the first woman, the first set of women, when they produced the males, there was an incident that occurred in the Book of Blackness. Then the first woman actually, the first penetration of women actually was because of grape. They actually graped the first set of women. After there was, the male was being produced, and there was produced. It was graping, and that's when the separation actually happened. So all the women that was graped went along with the grapers. And all the women that wanted to continue with parthenogenesis actually continued. And the one that continued with parthenogenesis was the people, which is the original people, which is the brown people. These are the people that actually we would consider as chosen, not because the Creator chose them to be a special people, but they have chosen to continue to walk in that path, okay, which is to produce on their own. But in the end of it all, the end up, those that were separated was producing more boys, and this is when the end up came and basically invaded, and upon the invasion they rape up the woman, and that's when the mix start to happen, and all this mixing, and this where the mixing start to happen, and this when things became what it became, and this what it became today. And now they start to pass laws and rules and regulations that you must get married and stuff like that. Marriage didn't come from the Creator. Marriage came from men, because they wanted to stop them from producing on their own. And that's the reason why this marriage and this Bible story being in place. Okay? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, when I speak things that are already in you. It's already in you. You already know it. It's in your DNA. Once you're a black person, it's in your DNA. It's in your DNA. So when you hear it, just confirmation for you. So I'm not telling you nothing that is new. I'm telling you something that is already in you. So whenever you read the Book of Blackness, it will just enlighten and make you see who you really are. And this is what the mission of the Book of Blackness is. And as I said to you, you make sure that you as a person go out, send me a DM, send me a message, so you can get the hard copy of the Book of Blackness, and you get it as cheap as possible. And then we will able to, so you could able to not only share, you will able to share to people, and so they themselves can get their own copies and do what they do. You know, so any more questions? So, and this is what I'm saying to you. You know, so this is what you do. Yeah, so this is what you do. You know, let us truly walk in and comprehending that without blackness, nothing exists. And stop being fearful of blackness. Blackness is true existent, and it will always be within our present, and we will always be in blackness. I don't care who you are and what you are. Blackness exists, and blackness is true existent, and without blackness there is no life upon this earth. Every life starts in blackness. Every life continue in blackness. And don't continue to walk in the ignorance of the teachings of men who trying to lead you away to hate blackness. And blackness is what sustains you as an individual without you acknowledging it. Because without blackness you cannot be here, and you will not be here. If you start from existence itself, which is eternity, which is blackness, you come all the way to the earth, it's blackness, and you come through the mother's womb, which is blackness, and you will see blackness goes all the way, and blackness today still sustains us. So how can they say nothingness? Nothingness is an illusion itself. There is nothing that exists can be nothingness. So any man who teach you and tell you that blackness, which is existent itself, is nothingness, it is for you to accept the illusion, which is the word itself. Nothingness. Only thing that is nothingness is the word itself. Do we understand? Only thing that is nothingness is actually the word that says nothingness. Because nothingness, it cannot be and there is existence. Okay? It cannot be no nothingness and there is existence. It cannot be. The word itself is that which is nothingness. Nothingness, the word, it is the only thing that is nothingness. Existence itself cannot be nothingness. Okay? So when they say that blackness is nothingness, now if you accept that word nothingness, that's when nothingness manifests itself. Without that word nothingness, existence is existent, and it cannot be nothingness. So, do we comprehend? So like I said to you, go out, check out the Book of Blackness, send me a DM if you want the Book of Blackness, and you will see, like I said, look on my page, you can see the Book of Blackness on there. You know, send me a DM. Because right now what we're doing right now is we putting an order together as we speak. That's what I said to you, send me a DM. Because what we're doing, we're putting an order together, an order to get. So if you order directly with me, the hard copy, it will be more cheaper, will be $35. If you order it directly from Amazon, it will be $55. So if you order it directly from me, what would happen, I will able to ship everything to you, the hard copy, for $35 instead of $55. So go check the Book of Blackness, send me a DM if you need it, if you want it, and then read it and leave your reviews, wherever reviews need to be done, and then we ship it directly to you. Okay? Any more questions before I go? Any more questions? You know? But yeah, so we know. And now we understand and comprehend. I think tomorrow I might come back on here and speak of something else that is in the Book of Blackness, and that we can continue. So, do you see yourself as a Rasta man? Good question. Okay. No, I don't see myself as a Rasta man. I see myself as an original man. An original man to say that the first woman, because I am connected to the woman, okay? I am not no fool to make believe that male bring forth no woman. Woman is who bring forth me. I am connected to the woman. The woman is what connects me to the Creator itself, okay? So I identify myself with the original woman, which is the first woman that exists upon this earth, which is the black woman. The black woman grow dreads. She grow dreads. She grow locks. She grows locks because there was no comb. There was no there was nothing to deal with. Her hair grow naturally. That's what she does. Okay? That's what she did. Until later on, they start to alter and cut the hair and do all that. Second thing, as a Rasta, she used to eat only fruits, and she always deal with nature. The herbs was her medicine. The plants was her medicine. The plants was her food. The fruits was her food. There was no food that was cooked. And this is where Rasta get this idea from, if you're going back to the original person. So I don't consider myself as a Rasta man. I consider myself as the original man, which is the black woman that existed before all. So if that answers your question, any more questions? That answer your question? Okay, any more question? Yes. Yeah. Okay, I appreciate you. But yeah, that's what it's about. So for me, it's about seeing yourself in the original way that you ought to be. Seeing the original creation, which is the first man, which is the black woman. Okay? The first man upon this earth is the black woman, not a male. A male cannot bring forth no child. Okay? No way, no how. Okay? The first creation upon this earth, it is the black woman. The black woman gave birth to women, and they continue like this for many, many ages. So let's make it clear. The black woman continued like this for many ages. The life giver, exactly. The woman, which was the black woman, was the life giver, and still today is the life giver. She is the foundation. When you talk about the chief cornerstone, you see in the Book of Blackness I speak about the chief cornerstone. That's who she is. Because she is, from her, the whole creation of the Creator was built. This house that they're talking about building, she was the chief cornerstone. She was the first stone that was laid. Okay? She was that first stone that was laid. When she gave birth to the next one, she gave birth to the next one, she gave birth to the next one. So all the foundations of the house, it was woman. It never been male. All the foundations of existence always been woman. It never been a male. It never been a male. The foundations of existence itself always been female. Now they change it. Now today they change it because they want to make you believe that male is who run things. Male don't run nothing. You know that. Come on. Let's be real. You don't have to fight that, but you know that this is what it is. You know that. That is true. Male don't run nothing. They make you believe that. This is why they have to get violent. Because what? They know they don't run nothing. What if you run something, why you have to be violent? You know you don't run nothing. Come on. You want to be Lord and Master. That's the real devil. Male who want to be violent, but like I said, it's a normal thing for us to accept it as so, because we've been walking in this duality mindset, and this is why the Book of Blackness is so important for all people to comprehend the difference. Okay? And this is what I say to people all the time. I say, male never run nothing. The woman always been the one that run things and do things and continue with life and create life. There is the one that done that and continue to do so. So let's be clear. But like I said to you, go out, DM me, send me a message. Send me a message in my box, my inbox. And when you send me that message, then make sure you go out, check the Book of Blackness. If you want the Book of Blackness and you want to get it cheaper than on Amazon, because it's on Amazon right now. You can get it from Amazon if you want to, but I'm saying if you want to get the hard copy for $35 instead of $55, because it's on Amazon for $55 because they marked it up. I'm saying if you want to get it directly from me for $35, send me a DM and feel free to do so. Send me a DM. I will able to get it to you for $35 instead of $55. Understand? Because on Amazon it is marked up, okay, to $55. If you DM me, okay, I could send me your address, send me your information, and I'll able to get it to you for $35. Understand? That's what we need to do. We need to, everybody who need the book, need to just DM me, because the hard copy, all the hard copies, which is $35 per copy. If you go to Amazon, they will sell it to you because they marked it up for $55, and I will deliver it to your address for $35. And this is what I'm saying to you. So, but if you want the digital, go to Amazon, you download the digital, and you could still order you could download the digital, because the digital itself it's $9.99. You could download the digital, read the digital, see what, and you order the hard copy directly to ship to you. And if you like the hard copy, then you can order directly to me, and I will ship it to you for $35. So there's no loss in it. So, and this is what I'm saying to you. So make sure that you comprehend that blackness is true existent. Blackness is true existent. Blackness is that which before all. Blackness itself is eternity. Without blackness, nothing exists. Everything exists in blackness. Nothing can go beyond blackness. Understand? Nothing goes beyond blackness. And blackness is the true light. Remember that. Blackness is the true light, and that's what we need to realize and continue to realize that it is so. Okay? So I truly appreciate you. Tomorrow I'll be back on, and no, I think I'll come back on tomorrow. And I'll come back on tomorrow, and with that we will, so whatever questions you have to, if you want to go and download the Book of Blackness, just download it from Amazon, and you could get the hard copy. You could order the hard copy. I will able to send it for you for $35 instead of $55. Ship it to you, the Book of Blackness. So, feel free. Any more questions before I go? I've been on here for like an hour and something. So, any more questions before I go? Kaya. Okay. 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 No problem. Like I said to you, just send me a message and I'll be able to respond to you, and you're able to get Book of Blackness directly delivered to your address in the way it's supposed to be delivered. You know? So, no problem. Yeah. So just make sure you fully comprehend that the black woman is the foundation. That's the true foundation. That's the true foundation, the true owners of this earth. And you are that foundation. Without the black woman, no male would exist upon this earth. So we need to realize that, and that's what we need to continue to walk in and be what we are to be. Oneness, wholeness, my people. Let's continue to be what we are to be. I'm out of here. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. I'll come back on again and let's see